Hey everyone, welcome back to Bitesize Tea. So in today's video, going to be discussing the latest in regards to Harry and Meghan, and that is that Harry has settled in his court case. So was this a win? What are your thoughts? Or was it a loss for Harry? So let's discuss that in this video. For those of you who are new here, my name is Ems. I'm a qualified UK therapist and I use my expertise in nearly 20 years to understand the behaviour and body language of celebrities. And in this video, it's going to be about Harry, but for the most part, it's anyone that comes to mind. So if you like this type of thing, then, well, come along for the ride because it's going to be a good one. So in the meantime, grab your drink and let's get into Bite-Sized Tea. Harry's court case. Harry, who was going to be slaying some dragons, who was never in it for the money, has settled his court case. And if you want the longer video to this, then head across to my TanT channel. But this one is just going to give you a brief rundown of what has gone on and what I believe is happening. So Harry's been in the news. He has settled his court case. And of course, at that same time, we've got Harry petting therapy dogs at a LA firehouse. For what reason? No idea. But it's interesting that that kind of coincides at the same time. But again, there he is acting like a royal in LA when America does not recognize titles. And it's not a coincidence to me that this come out around the same time, because I think, again, it's trying to showcase Harry as someone who's really caring. But if you're really caring, then why the photo op? Why do you need the photo op? It's not as if you're highlighting anything. You're literally there with you know, contacting the media. Why does this have to be in the media? Just go there and visit. No one needs to know. You're not anybody in the States. You're not a working royal. You're not there by royal appointment. It's so what? Who cares? Maybe you've brightened their day. Wonderful. But why does there have to be a photo? Why does it have to be in the news? And at the same time, with regards to you doing this court case, which, yeah. So Harry's court case with Rupert Murdoch, British tabloids, he has settled. Now the amount, there's rumours going around that it's around 10 million, but I think it's not been released to the public yet. Well, at least when I last looked, it wasn't. But let's be honest, I do think it's going to be in the millions. I do think that. So this has been going on for quite some time. But remember, like I say, when Harry said that he was there to slay dragons, and I have my theories on that. I think this was a dig at his brother. And again, head across to TNT, so I explain that a little bit more. And he was not going to settle. Remember when he sat down with the New York reporter, New York Times, and was like, the people that have been involved in this, they've had to settle. But I don't. And then here we are, Harry is settled. Now, what's interesting to me is there's been so much fanfare around Harry doing this. I mean, and again, the cult squad were out in force going, you know, Harry is fighting the good fight. You know, his brother settled and Harry's not. He's fighting. Yet here we are and Harry's settled, and the cult squad are kind of going, yay, Harry's well done. Harry's got some money. Yay. Honestly, they change their narrative when it suits them. So what do I think? Well, when we have the fact that, like I say, this started with Elton John just in his ear going, well, you know what, Harry, I think you should, you know, you could sue. And him and his wife have gone, do you think so? Do you think we could? Yeah. I think you can get some serious money. Money, you say? Okay. Because I also think as well, there was sour grapes when he was offered less than his brother. So I think that was part of it, because Harry is nothing but immature and petuous in regards to the way he is with his brother. So the version of Harry where he's like, you know, I'm never going to settle, I'm going to fight this to the end, and suddenly here we are and we've settled. Now, yes, they have offered an apology, but they've not offered an apology and admitted to any illegal wrongdoing where their journalists are concerned. They've admitted an apology to the private investigators that were hired. So there is a significant difference. I also think that this is to do with money in regards to them realising that perhaps that it's going to cost them a huge amount of money if this goes to trial, and this could be drawn out for a year. I don't think they want to do that. It's time wasting. It's they probably just want this over with. So they've probably calculated of what it's going to cost if this goes to trial and if this gets elongated for a long length of time. And so then they've come back with a smaller amount and gone, you know, this could be a fairly good amount. Let's offer him this. Harry also knows that if he turns this down, even if he does go to trial and he wins, he could get a significant amount less. So this could mean to me, was what I've always said, this was always about money. Because if this was about the principal, you would go to court. You would go to court. You would be like, you know what, it's not about the money. Don't need the money, whatever. I want my day in court. I want to hear you say that this is what's happened, and I want the evidence to be shown. I want to be vindicated in court. Now, if Harry had done that, then okay, fair play to him. I can't say that I've not experienced this, so I can only imagine what this was like if this happened. It's a horrendous thing. No one should go through this. But I think that this really does show all of us that this was about money for Harry. I think that he's been offered an amount that's significant enough for him to turn his head and him go, right, well, if I then go to court, there's every chance the judge could offer me a lesser amount. So, yeah, I think I'm going to take the money. But I also think that things were going to come out, because let's not forget where Harry was asked by a judge if there was actually any evidence of any hacking, and Harry said, no, I just think it's happened because they know things that they shouldn't know about me. So there's no actual evidence of this, but obviously things came out that apparently, and this is mainly around him and Chelsea Davy, right? So this, even though he's mentioned his wife a couple of times, and I think that's because he doesn't want her to feel left out. But this is mainly about him and Chelsea Davy. And like I say, if you want a longer version of this where I explain a little bit more about that, head across to TNT, because I do think this is where a lot of this is about. But so he was basically said that you know, things were said about my relationship with her that nobody knew. We kept this from people. And even states in there that he kept it from the palace aides, kept it from the palace. So then how does that track when you've also said that the palace leaked things about you? So yeah, so in Harry's mind, it's like, well, they must have known things. Even though, again, the judge states, yes, but also a couple of friends of Chelsea's have spoken to the tabloids, and he's gone, no, I don't think that happened. So this is just in Harry's world, right? I mean, Harry's world, he's, you know, this paranoia that he has. And I think that has been fed along with stuff that's happened with his mum. I think he's a very mixed up individual. I really do. I think there's definitely some issues there. I mean, that's plainly obvious. So I think that he has become very paranoid, but I do think that he's very bitter and very angry about a lot of things that are nothing to do with this, but he's just used this as a springboard into getting what he wants, and to basically transfer a lot of his anger that's happened in the stuff around his mum. And I think that he's angry a lot with himself. I think that there's this jealousy has formed, an unhealthy anger. And so this is what I think has happened. But to me, it's interesting that he goes from, I'm seeing this through, no matter how long it takes, not settling, to, yeah, I'm settling. And I do think they have said, if you take this to court, fine, take it to court if you really want to, but there are going to be some things that are coming out. Because let's face it, you know, if you're going to want to win a court case, unfortunately lawyers, they play dirty. We know that. We're even seeing this in regards to the recent situation with Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. It is getting very, very messy in regards to that, and I'm going to do a little video on that as well. So yeah, so this is what I think happened. I absolutely, in conclusion, I feel that Harry, this was about the money. I think that he wanted more than his brother. I think he was annoyed. I think he then just decided that once he got the first one and he got some money for that, he thought, well, this is easy money. Don't have to do anything. Just got to turn up. Rupert Murdoch, they basically thought, you know what, actually, this is going to cost us a lot more if we draw this out. Let's just offer an amount. Let's just get it done. We'll apologise for, you know, the inconvenience of it all and X, Y, Z, but we're not actually going to say that we actually did anything illegal. And that is important, that they've basically said that they're not admitting to anything illegal. But of course, like I say, in Harry's world and in the world of their cult fan base, this is a win. Harry settling is a win, even though when William settled and then donated his money to the charity in Invictus, that was him, that's not him winning, even though he shut down a whole organisation from doing that. So yeah, so William was a win. I don't particularly feel that Harry is a win. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Slightly over 10 minutes on this one. Yeah, let me know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future uploads. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one of Bitesize Tea. Take care. Bye-bye.